One of our community members asked a really important question about how to use text in web design. So the question basically is, what is the technical difference between SK and SK content? So before I respond to this question directly, I'd like to take you over to this page on Apple website. So you can see here that this text does not span across the what? Across the screen. I mean, it's constrained within this defined size. Now, this is very important in UI design because it's not recommended that when you have text on your website, it pretty much goes edge to edge, because it is very difficult to read and trace where you are as you're reading. So in design, this has to be between 60 and 70 characters. Very, very important. All right, so the question now is, how can we apply this using SteKrafter? Well, I have an example here. So in the first example, in fact, let me just distinguish the backgrounds here just by coming over here to advanced. And then I'm just going to make this background lighter, okay, like that. In fact, I'll make it light. Okay, so now we have a big difference. So out of the box, when you use Divi, it just applies your paragraph text and it just spans across the width of the website. Now, this is not what we want, because when someone is reading this information here, it is very, very stressing on the eyes. So what you actually do now in this situation is, and I'm going to do this example here on the bottom. So I'm going to select this text element, and then I'm going to come over here now to classes. And for this, I want to make sure that this is SK-content. And I want you to notice the difference. There we go. So do you see now that this is now 70 characters? It's much easier to read. And if you were to apply this, let's say on a situation where perhaps maybe it is terms of use, or maybe it's a blog post, I mean, this will be the best way to do this. Finally, what you need to do is to select this, and then you want to center it. So I'm going to come over here to sizing and then alignment, center. So now it is much, much easier to use. So at this point, you're probably asking me, well, what's the point of having text this massive, and when should you apply this SK content and where should you not? Well, the quick answer to that is, as long as you're not using the normal text module in its complete width, then you can just use it as normal in situations where perhaps maybe we split our column here into two. So you can see now this is perfectly fine. We don't need to apply SK content to this. So this is the normal way. And then over here, you'll also have other elements, like perhaps maybe you would have an image. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and add my image module here, and pretty much your section is complete. So this is the scenario where you would want to use text in its normal way. But if you want to use it in such a way that it is right bang in the center and you have other elements to add here, perhaps maybe there's a video on top of here, or maybe there's an image, or maybe there's a heading, then this is the way you would use this. Now, out of the box, this won't work the way it's working. This is because we are using SteKrafter Framework, and this is the framework that allows you to design awesome looking websites which are consistent, and you can also design websites super fast. So the offer is there. The link to that is in the video description below. There's a 40% off of SteKrafter. There's quite a few videos that I've done. In fact, there's more coming up as well. And there'll be plenty of updates which will enable you to design professional looking websites. So I thought I'll just respond to this. And finally, for those of you that haven't signed up for Divi University yet, it is a community for Divi users. Head over there and sign up for Divi. And while we're at it, there's also another question here. Let me have a look. I might as well just answer this. Now, this is Andrew. Andrew is asking, I'm wondering if the latest version of 6.0, if there's any other new features. Well, the quick answer to that is there's no features, new features to this. The main feature was now that now it is a child theme. Okay, that was the main feature. But there is a ton of features coming up. We're going to be adding CSS styles, more CSS styles. We're going to be adding even more features to the functions.php to enable your website to have even more power out of the box. What I'm working on right now is a child theme, or a starter site for Divi 5. A pure starter site for Divi 5. That's what I'm working on. So keep your eyes open, keep an eye on your emails. That's coming out very, very soon. Anyway, guys, thank you very much, and I'll see you again in the next one. Take care.